Welcome back, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We're glad that you're here. I'm Steve,
And I'm Scott.
and together we are Backyard Musings, the Science and Technology channel. Actually, it's not good afternoon, Scott, because we're only doing one per day. So this is Monday morning.
This is going to be mornings. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep. Because you're on the road.
good try. Yeah, I'm on the road. Well, we're taping, pre-taping. We're going to
Right.
try and get you through this Monday morning.
Yeah. And I don't know about everywhere else, but it's hot here in the desert Southwest.
Yeah, it was hot yesterday.
Yeah. And today we're talking about another critter, newly discovered critter in the Great Salt Lake of Utah, which is kind of cool. Little worm.
A tiny worm discovered in the Great Salt Lake could help scientists better understand the origins and resilience of life in extreme environments. And tomorrow we're going to have a story about where life may be on an exoplanet. Its story remains largely a mystery. The Great Salt Lake is famous for brine shrimp, brine flies, and water so salty that few animals can survive in it. Now, scientists have added a far stranger resident to that short list, a tiny worm that appears to live nowhere else on Earth. Would you like to know more?
Fascinating. Researchers at the University of Utah have formally described a new free living, oh boy, nematode. Okay, which I guess is that another name? Is that a fancy name for a worm?
Fancy name for a worm.
Yep, found in the lake's microbialites. Microbialites. The reef-like mineral mounds that cover parts of the lake bed, which is apparently what that is, right? A microbialites. The species named, oh, here we go. You did this on purpose. Diplolymelodius woapi measures less than 1.5 millimeters long, which is
short, very short.
very small. 0.06 inches. But it could offer important clues about life in one of North America's most extreme aquatic environments.
The name honors the northwestern band of the Shoshone Nation, whose ancestral lands include the lake. Michael Werner, an assistant professor of biology who led the research team, consulted with tribal elders who recommended Wa'abi, an indigenous word meaning worm.
Oh, okay. Nematodes are among the most abundant animals on Earth. They live in soil, polar ice, deep ocean vents, and many other environments. And more than 250,000 species are known. I used a couple of those trying to extract some trout here the last couple of days. Yet, until 2022, none had been confirmed in the Great Salt Lake. Now, so that is just a worm, right? That's 250,000 species of worms.
Of worms, yeah.
Gotcha.
Great.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
That changed when Julie Jung, then a postdoctoral researcher in Werner's lab, found nematodes during sampling trips by kayak and bicycle.
Oh.
Okay. The worms were living in microbialites, hardened structures built by microbial communities that help support the lake's food web.
Quote, we thought this was probably a new species of nematode from the beginning, but it took 3 years of additional work to taxonomically confirm that suspicion, says Jung, now an assistant professor at Weber State University, which I think is also in Utah. Pretty sure.
The team confirmed the species using 18S DNA or 18S DNA sequencing and detailed anatomical studies with scanning electron microscopy and differential interference contrast, DIC microscopy. Why don't they just use CT scanning like they did with the octopus?
That's a good question.
Those methods revealed tiny but important features, including eye spots, fused lips, a funnel-shaped mouth cavity, short sensory bristles, and specialized male reproductive structures.
Okay. That's interesting. Fused lips, huh? The discovery makes nematodes only the third known metazoan animal group living in the Great Salt Lake's hypersaline waters. The others are brine shrimp and brine flies, which we mentioned earlier, which help feed huge numbers of migratory birds. Yeah.
Diplolimelodes woabi belongs to the family Monhysteridae and order Monhysterida groups known for members that can tolerate salty or otherwise extreme habitats. Its genus is usually associated with coastal marine or brackish environments, making its presence in Utah especially puzzling. The Great Salt Lake sits about 4,200 feet above sea level and roughly 800 miles from the nearest ocean.
Researchers have also found genetic evidence that a second nematode species may live in the lake, though more study is needed. Of course, send me your money, right?
Right.
It's hard to tell distinguishing characteristics, but genetically, we can see that there are at least two populations out there. Okay.
The worm's origin is one of the biggest mysteries. One possibility reaches back to the Cretaceous period when a vast seaway divided North America and parts of present-day Utah bordered marine water. But if it's 4,200 feet above, that'd have to be really deep waters,
Right.
Crazy. All around it,
Well, and why did not all the other waters in the area, why are they not salty or have saline in them? So
yeah. Co-author Byron Adams, a Brigham Young University biology professor and nematode expert,
okay,
he's an expert in worms.
Wow.
Thinks the worms may be ancient survivors from that time.
Interesting. Another possibility is that the worms arrived more recently on migratory birds, perhaps carried in feathers or mud from other saline lakes. That's quite a thought, right?
Yeah.
Quote, so who knows? Maybe the birds are transporting small invertebrates, including nematodes, across huge distances, Werner said. Kind of hard to believe, but it seems like it has to be one of those two. Interesting. Okay.
The worms appear closely tied to microbialites, where they live in algal mats and feed on bacteria. Researchers found them mainly in the upper few centimeters of the mats, roughly the top inch, but not deeper down.
That narrow habitat could make the species especially important. Microbialites help drive the lake's biological productivity. So any animal that interacts with their microbial communities could influence the wider ecosystem.
The team also found a puzzling sex ratio, or gender ratio. In wild samples, less than 1% of the worms were male. In lab cultures, males made up about half the population. So it must be a dog-eat-dog male world out there, female world. Because nematodes often respond quickly to environmental stress, scientists use them as bioindicators of water quality, salinity, sediment chemistry, and ecosystem change. That could make diplolimelodes woabi valuable as the Great Salt Lake faces pressure from drought, water diversion, shrinking lake levels, and rising salinity.
Okay, for now, Diplomylides woabi is both a new species and a new mystery. It may be a relic of ancient seas, carried across continents by birds, or part of a hidden microbial world scientists are only beginning to understand. So maybe this is like some of those creatures that they discover after earthquakes or after, when we've had earthquakes in the ocean and all of a sudden they discover these crazy looking fish or whatever. Maybe that's part of the deal here. Because, they've been studying in the Great Salt Lake for a long time, right? This is not just something that started recently. So interesting. But anyway, carried across continents or across great distances on birds. Okay. So anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
See you tomorrow. Take care.
Tomorrow.
Thanks.